Today I'll tell you the importance of principles of management. Okay, you can say a question can be asked for this, like explain the importance of significance of the principles of management. Okay, the first significance or importance is what that the principles they provides or they help in providing the manager with useful insights that can be changed into reality. Now what does this mean? That the principles of management they are really helpful to the managers, where managers gets an insight where they can find out what can be the real world situations. Okay, what type of situations may arise. So if these principles they provide the guidelines or insight, what will happen is that the when the managers they adhere or follow the principles, okay, while adhering these principles they will add to their own you can say knowledge or understanding. Okay, they will also be using their all ability to solve all types of the managerial situations that may arise. We can also say like a manager when he's doing any work, he will also keep in mind whatever work he has done in past. Okay, so while doing the present work he will always keep the past in mind so that he do not repeat the past mistakes. Okay, he will be able to help the current problems very quickly. Okay, and then manager we can say that the management is performing its work efficiently. You can say and add an example here. This is from the book only. Manager can leave the routine jobs or the routine decision making tasks to his subordinates. Okay, and he can deal with the you can say the exceptional situations or very important decisions where he thinks that he need his own expertise, whereas for the rest of the work he can apply or he can apply the principle of say delegation, where he is dividing or giving the task to the worker. Okay, the next one is optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. I believe you have understood what do you say this utilization of resources. Okay, I have told you in the previous classes that there are different resources, men, material, and machines. So over here, if there are the principles are being applied, so like principle of division of work, it states what dividing the work. So over here also, we can say use the resources, the like the material and the human resources of the company in a proper way, because both the resources are what limited. We know that the resources are limited, so we should make a proper or judicious use of all these resources. The next thing is what by optimum use, what we mean that the resources they should be used or they should be put in such a way that that gets gives the maximum benefit at minimum cost to the organization, means maximum output, maximum production, and less of the cost the company incurs. You can use this over here. Then the next point that we have is the scientific decision. Oh, sorry. We have meeting changing environment requirements. Okay, what is meeting the changing environment requirement? We all know that the environment is never the same. Same. Okay, it always changes. So, in order to grow and survive, any company, if it wants to survive, then it has to adapt itself as per the current business environment. Like management principles are contingent. Okay, what do you understand by the term contingent? It means what? That they keep on changing. The environment keeps on changing, so the principles also have to be say applied keeping in mind the current situation of the organization. Next thing, say if a company do not becomes contingent, if it do not accept the changes, then a company cannot survive in the market. So over here these principles they train the managers. Okay, rather they train the managers to adapt themselves with the changing technology so that they can compete with the other companies in the market. Over here also we can add an example like the management principles they give due stress or importance for your division of work and specialization. You know that division of work leads to what? Specialization, because when a worker is doing the same work again and again he becomes specialized. Okay, now in the modern times also this principles has been extended. In modern time also the principle has been extended to the entire business, where we know that the companies give due importance toward specialization, because if they are not specialized, okay, if they are not specialized, then they cannot say capture the market, they cannot earn profit, and they know that specialization lies in the core activities of the organization. In a business, like last year also you have studied, there are two types of activities, core and non-core, important and non-important. So every businessman or company should give more stress towards the core works so that specialization and profits can be gained. Then the next one that we have is the scientific decisions. Okay, what is this scientific decision? If we go to the first principle of this Taylor, okay, what has Taylor said? That the decision should be taken scientifically. It should not be on trial and error methods, hit and trial methods. Okay, like decisions, they should always be based on the fact, the current situation, okay, that is going on, and they should be always justifiable. Means whatever decision we are taking, the decision should be justified that we have taken this decision because we are facing this type of problem. Okay, and then we can say these decision whatever we take, they should always be taken timely. Okay, if time is gone, then the decision is of no use. So always decision should be taken timely, and it should be realistic. We should not say strike an arrow in the air. Okay, they should be realistic. Like whatever decision we are trying to take, we should be able to apply that decision also. Management should be able to apply that decision into useful action also. Okay, and then we can also say that the scientific decision, if we say, then they also emphasize towards what? Logic rather than the blind faith here. So the management decisions that are being taken, they should always be based on the principles. Okay, they should be free from all types of say prejudice, like false notion. By prejudice, what we mean? False notions. So whatever decision we are taking, it should not be taken blindly. We should keep in mind that like in the previous point I said, it should not be taken blindly. Okay, so it is one and the same thing only here. Then the management principles, the importance is the last point is the fulfilling the social responsibilities. We know that a company exists in the society. Okay, so management principles also, they have been evolved in response to the increased social responsibility only. Every businessman has responsibility towards the shareholders, towards the workers, society, then your government, then the customers. So the management has to discharge all these responsibilities in a proper way. The principle that we've studied, like principle of fair remuneration. Okay, what does it mean, or what has it insisted? That we should provide sufficient amount of salary to the workers. Every employee should get an adequate amount of salary so that they are satisfied from the workplace. Okay, this is really important.